So I'm right with you. I'm not a faker, as some people out there are. And I'm not going to have a hissy fit if you call me out or whatever it may be. But I'm a native, and I've gone through other people call them out that I don't believe they shouldn't even be working in this state because you have no idea what the fans are going through. But first off, let's go with a free agent special. We are going. We're talking about the Avs. We're going to go some hockey. I really believe that the Avs had a fantastic draft. They are their D line is just insane. They have they're in a great position right now. They have about $38 million in cap space. I'm not expecting them to use all that at all. For the Avs, I am looking for this is what I think they're going to do. Number one, you got to sign Mikko Rantanen back. Long term deal, looking 4 or 5 years. Actually, maybe longer. You can even go to 10-year contract with the NHL, I believe. Look for him to resign for a lot of money. That's your number one, right there. Number two, you gotta get a second line center with some scoring punch. And I will give you my top five really. Top three and two questionable ones that give you an eye opener. My first one is Anders Lee from New York Islanders. 29 center. Last year got paid $3.7 million. So even if we bumped that up to 4 or 5, he's still in his prime career. He got 28 goals, 23 assists, 51 points for second line center. Pair that with a Lanchikoff or Ratnin on the same lines, then you have a really nice 1-2 scoring punch in lines that we did not have last year. And you can give a time like the Comfort, JT Comfort, time to still build Joe, see if he can take the next step. But you had this 1-2 punch that would help out. My second one is Matt Zuccarelli. Zuccarelli. I'm just destroying that one. From Rangers, got traded over to Dallas. Yes, he's coming off of an injury season. He didn't have the best stats in the world, but he's a known scorer. He is kind of like a Soderbergh, so the Avs are going to have to make a decision about are they going to have that bigger center in there? Or are they just going to keep on going with speed? Because Zuccarelli is more of a bigger center, more girth to him. But 32, get him on a contract for 2 to 3 years. He can help. He'll be a great second line center. I still go with Anders Lee as number one, but he's going to be a number two. And a number three is not a center, but he's a right wing. He'll still give you that scoring punch. Is Nyquist from San Jose Sharks. People would probably remember him from the playoff series. He did really good against the Avs. He's coming off of a 22-goal season, 38 assists, 60 points. It's going to be really interesting what the San Jose Sharks do with him. Are they going to pay him? Are they not? He's an unrestricted free agent. The Avs can get to him. He's only 30 years old. You know, he's definitely in his prime of his career still. They'll probably pay him around $5-6 million. But, you know, can San Jose match it? Can they not? Really gives them a hard time. So my other two ones that, you know, you kind of out of the box thinking is a Joe Pavelski. Yes, he's 35. Yes, he's an older player. You get him for 1 or 2 year contract. Yes, you're going to have to pay him, but we do have the money. But if you make that move, that's a win now move. That's a Stanley Cup or bust move. This Anders Lee, they have time. They're 29, 30, so they still have time in the career. If you get Joe Pavelski, it's a win now. You know, you're saying to the fan base, we're going to win now. We're going for it all or nothing right now. And lastly, how about a Matt Duchene coming back to Colorado? That would be a very interesting one. He's definitely he can play wing. He's a true centerman. He had 31 goals last year, 39 assists, 70 points, and we played 73 games. Would he be willing to come back for Colorado? Patrick Raw's not here. Obviously, Colorado is a win now mode. The window is wide open for the Avs to win the Stanley Cup. A lot of people having them favored, a top team in the West, if they can stay consistent. So it'd be really interesting to see if he's willing to come back. So here's my prediction for the Avs: is they will re-sign Mikko Rantanen, long-term deal, and look for them to get a second line center. D-line taken care of already. We have one going to be one of the best D-line. Goaltender taken care of. Backup goaltender is a little mystery. Volley's not coming back. If we go through really fast, the players I think are you gotta say goodbye to for the Avs, is Varley. I loved him. He did a great job here. Unfortunately, we're not going to pay him $6 million. He's not worth that. Derek Brassard, I like the trade when it happened. We didn't give him much at all. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out. If you can get him cheap, I would not mind for a third line, fourth line center maybe. But I'd rather have young people there. He's 32, he's going to be 33, so, I don't really think so. Colin Wilson is another one. I think he's great on the penalty kill. Unfortunately, we're not going to pay him $4 million. He's not worth $4 million in a salary cap era. And Patrick Nemeth, I like Patrick Nemeth. I really do. Unfortunately, the only fair thing for him to do is let him go on free agency so he actually can get playing time. If he stays with the Avs, he's not going to get playing time. He's too good to not get it. He deserves to be in the NHL, not in the AHL, where he would be with the Avs, because we're just so deep on defensemen. So those are your 4 players we won't see next year. And unfortunately, Sten Anaghetto is out too. Avs didn't make a qualifying offer. He's an unrestricted free agent. Don't look at him coming back. So, bold prediction is Avs will re-sign Mikko Rantanen. They will sign Andres Lee for around $4 to $5 million, looking around 3 to 4 year contract for him. And they will focus on re-signing their own players. They have a lot of restricted free agents. Look for them to just re-sign. And I'm not predicting a Barrie trading at all. I know that's going to give us a really tough situation. It's really interesting that we're going to be all eyes on training camp with all these young players. I think Bynum is the only one that could from this draft start. Unfortunately, I don't think he will. Newkirk, I believe, unless he has a great training camp, he's going to go to the NCAA. Give him a year or two, build, let him be like a 20-something when he comes up, more filled out. I think he's going to have much better access. But if you look at the Avs, oh man, it's going to be very interesting training camp for them. It's very exciting that this team you're getting there close where it's Stanley Cup a bust for expectations for the fans. And we're looking at about training camp because we have so many young players. This team is built, look for a 6 to 7 year run stretch, kind of what Chicago had there. Watch out, because the Stanley Cup will be coming our way. It's just going to happen. So finally, we're moving on to NBA. Nuggets, they're not expected to be any, contenders really in the NBA free agents, really. Not a big contributor at all. Unfortunately, I agree with them. I'm going to get to right off what I think is going to happen. I think what they're going to do is re-sign Paul Millsap to not $30 million a year. You're looking around probably 8 to 10 mid-level exception around there. And trying to work on a contract extension for Jamal Murray. That's where I would go with it. Trey Lyles, not Jordan Lyles. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be the odd man out because we have so many young players that deserve some playing time. I would rather have Wancho coming off the bench than Trey Lyles. I think he will go to an NBA team. He's going to be off the bench. He's going to contribute. But just unfortunately, as the Nuggets are way too deep to keep him. Leiden, I can see the Nuggets keeping him. Obviously, they're not going to pay him much at all. Teams don't know about him. Nuggets have the best opportunity to keep him if they want him. But that's another roster spot that's going to be really difficult. So, as I said, I think what's going to happen is Nuggets re-sign Paul Millsap. Say that they talk to people, Nothing really comes out of it. They have some meetings, work on Jamal Murray getting a contract extension, and working with the team that they have. Tim Connelly said that he has no problem going into this season with basically the same team. We have so much hope in MPJ. Then Boyle. You go, even everybody's saying if they contribute a little bit, watch out for this team. And watch out, we could have double parades. That would be awesome as a sports fan, as a Denver sports fan, a Colorado sports fan. To have the Avs win the Stanley Cup and the Nuggets win the NBA championship. But just watch out. I do want to say the Nuggets work in the shadows. Jamal Murray said that thing about Mike Malone not getting Coach of the Year. Don't worry, Coach. We work in the shadows. You better watch out. The NBA needs to watch out. So watch out for the Nuggets. I'm saying my bold prediction is Kawhi Leonard would be a perfect fit in Denver. He does not seem to like a huge city. He does not like talking to the media that much. He likes a little bit quieter to himself. He will not have to be the man in Denver. You have Joker, and he does not have to have the ball in his hands. Yes, he's a playmaker. He is maybe the most dominant player in the NBA right now. But you could pair him with Joker where he can cut and he can just have easy baskets stretch out the field. Watch out. And watch out for Al Horford too. I know that would probably have to mean giving up Paul Millsap, but I think you put Al Horford at the 5, put Joker at the 4. Better defensive player, more size, he can spread out the court a little bit more. Won't need a max contract. Honestly wants to win. Denver is in the winning, right now. Window's wide open. I think they have a much bigger window than the Clippers do, because I don't see the Clippers getting, unless they get a superstar, they're going to be the same team that they were last year. So watch out for those two players. And watch out for Tim Connelly making a trade. Unfortunately, if we're going to get Kawhi Leonard, Will Barton will have to go to open up some cap space. And frankly, it's only fair to him because with Kawhi Leonard, Torrey Craig, Michael Porter Jr., you're not going to get any playing time at the 3 unless he moves to a 2 guard. But then you have Michael Beasley and Gary Harris. So then it's really tough where would Will Barton fit in. So watch out. Bold prediction. Nuggets get Kawhi Leonard. The NBA goes in their just out of the blue frenzy because they have no idea. They never saw this coming. Nuggets, Avs get their second line center. We win championships. And the city of Denver will be having 2 championships next year. I know that's a long stretch. Bold prediction. Obviously, if it doesn't work out, nobody's going to remember. If it does work out, I will come back to this one and go, see. But that's how it works out. And lastly, let's get a huge shout out to the U.S. Women's National Team playing in the next couple minutes against France. Let's go USA. Let's whoop on France. Let's win the World Cup. Come on. 3-1 win for the U.S. Alex Morgan with a game-winning goal. If it happens, I'm a god. But if not, nobody's going to remember, right? But I want to thank everybody for listening today. This is Jeremy the Native Sitner, signing